court on in Miami on Tuesday, lads.
President Trump returning to the campaign trail after his indictment on 37 felony criminal charges, including repeated violations of the seldom cited Espionage Act. And over the weekend, he hit the campaign trail. He took aim at the charges, called them baseless, and claimed he might even benefit from them politically. And according to our latest polling, he may be right about that. CBS News has learned in the poll released yesterday that he continues to be on solid front-runner ground in the race for the Republican nomination. 61% support among likely Republican primary voters. Robert Costa is outside the federal courthouse in Miami, where Trump will be arraigned. That is scheduled to happen tomorrow. Bob, good morning.
Good morning, Tony. Sources close to Trump's legal team tell me that when he arrives here on Tuesday, he plans to plead not guilty. And those sources say over the weekend, Trump in private was frustrated and defiant, telling advisors that even if he's convicted, he will never leave the presidential race.
As far as the joke of an indictment, it's a horrible thing.
Back on the campaign trail this weekend, former President Trump railed against the federal indictment as a political hit job.
I mean, the only good thing about it is it's driven my poll numbers way up.
Trump is facing 37 criminal charges. Among them, prosecutors say he illegally retained classified documents detailing U.S. nuclear weapons programs and details about military activity and capabilities of both the U.S. and foreign countries. Special counsel Jack Smith spoke after the indictment was unsealed.
Our laws that protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the United States.
USA is the only country I've seen where actually grounded legal charges against a political candidate makes it more popular. No, I think that's a consistent... No, that's not true. There are places where that happens. There are places where that happens if the sentiment on the ground is that, like, you know, there's Western influence that's, like, influencing the courts, that's, like, falsely trying to arrest or falsely trying to put forward criminal charges. Like, Pakistan comes to mind. There are places like in Brazil where there's still similar reactionary attitudes where, not dissimilar to Donald Trump, I mean. Similar reactionary attitudes where people will just straight up be like, oh, you know, they're trying to come after Bolsonaro now because he's the GOAT. There are plenty of criminal politicians that are legitimately popular. I don't think that's just exclusive to the United States. I mean, speaking of criminally popular people, rest in piss, Berlusconi. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just charisma, I think. That's usually what matters. And on the reactionary side, especially on the right-wing side, people love charismatic leaders. It doesn't really matter if they go to jail or not, really, or if they are jailed or not. That kind of stuff only impacts left-wing politicians like Lula. Lula definitely suffered from being unjustifiably prosecuted and jailed for corruption charges. It took many years to, and that narrative still exists. So I think, as is the case with most, being jailed actually only harms left-wing politicians.
And they must be enforced.
In the filing, pictures show what the indictment says are sensitive documents found in a bathroom, a public ballroom, and spilled out on a storage room floor at Trump's Florida home. During the 2016 campaign, Trump repeatedly hammered Hillary Clinton for her handling of sensitive material, and his own words are included in the indictment.
We can't have someone in the Oval Office who doesn't understand the meaning of the word confidential or classified.
On Sunday, Trump's former Attorney General Bill Barr said he...
It's so funny to see Trump, like, matching up Trump's sentiments about, throwing the book at people who mishandle classified information when he's cutting propaganda against Hillary Clinton versus what Trump is saying now is always going to be great. But it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because everyone and I mean everyone that likes Trump, does not care. Trump has gone to multiple rallies over the course of this weekend, and I was tracking this, and has very straightforwardly claimed that Joe Biden actually did what Trump did, which was not true, okay, and that he should be criminally punished for it, but not Trump. He has lied and said Joe Bidden obstruct justice. He hid documents, literally talking about things that he has done on the record. None of that is true. Like, I'm no Joe Biden supporter by any means. You guys know, Jim Crow Joe, he's old. He's awful. He's demented. Let's be real. But he did collude with and collaborate and cooperate with the authorities when the authorities came to him. Same with Mike Pence. Trump, on the other hand, is quite literally claiming that Joe Brandon did the things that Trump did, and he should go to jail for it. Meanwhile, he should not go to jail. Trump should not go to jail for it because it's bullshit. So it's great. It's wonderful. And his audience eats it up. They don't care. They don't care. It's more so Trump is a vector for all of their anger. This part is real. This part has not changed. He communicates their desire well, and he communicates their anger well. He owns the libs the best. 4 years of owning the libs, baby. And we saw the outcome of 4 years of owning the libs. The current economic circumstances that we exist under are a direct response from Trump basically offering corporations gigantic tax cuts at a time when their profits were sky high, and corporate consolidation was already pretty bad before Trump and kept up under Trump as well. But that kind of deregulation and the go-ahead for all of these massive corporate conglomerates created a system where they could get away with additional ridiculous and erroneous price increases that you feel like 15% inflation. That's how you feel it. You feel it in the form of inflation. You know what? Oh, here, is this it? You're right. This cancel culture shit's out of control. All these gay, gender non-binary college freshmen are, trying to cancel Applebee's, and I kind of don't like that. It's annoying me. Okay? But it's been 8 fucking years. And especially under Donald Trump's administration, one thing that I constantly mention to a lot of Republicans, and this probably changed a lot of your minds if you were a Republican back then, was that, look, Donald Trump is president, and the supposed non-binary college freshmen have done nothing. Your life still sucks. And a lot of people probably recognize that when they were like, I wanted my anger. I was feeling the oppressive grip of capitalism ruin every aspect of my life, and Republicans were communicating my anger back and shifting that anger and directing it towards these red herrings like trans people, like immigration, like crime or whatever, right? But it turns out, shit still sucks even though Donald Trump is president. So owning the libs was cool for a little bit, but you used it too much. You relied on it too much. It became a crutch. So now people are just like, bro, shut the fuck up, please. Mike from PA shouts out to Pennsylvania, shouts out to Central. I don't know if this is it. Most Republicans don't feel that way from what I've seen. No, there is definitely fatigue. Like at the top of the hour, you see that there's a 3-minute ad break, and then inevitably you are fatigued by it at the top of every hour, and you're like, fuck it, I'm going to subscribe. Okay? And then you say, I'm going to subscribe for $5, but I don't have $5, so I'll subscribe for free with Twitch Prime. but I don't even have a Twitch Prime. So I'll just sit here and wait for a gifted sub if I'm lucky enough. And here's the 3-minute ad break now. Boom. Before you know it, it comes. Okay? Here's the 3-minute ad break now. No, what I'm talking about is fatigue from constantly hearing people chirp. People don't like smarmy, annoying, woke scolds. I know that because that's how people see me all the fucking time. Which is ironic because I don't think I'm like that, and I constantly yell at leftists who are like that. But from the outside, people see me as that. Okay? That's like at the heart of, I think, a lot of the anger and resentment towards the SJW left and cancel culture. Steven Seagal official, thank you for the 5, get the subs. Okay? That's where it comes from. It's not even about like their politics or anything. It's just like, well, I'm annoyed. Shut the fuck up. I'm annoyed by hearing you all the time. You're taking away my treats, and I don't want that. And my assessment is that if Republicans become the smarmy, annoying, don't do this fun thing, don't do that fun thing, you are not allowed to enjoy it because that means you're a pedophile. If they keep doing that, then there will be fatigue towards that kind of sentiment as well. It hasn't truly come yet. That hasn't come to fruition yet. Okay? Because Republicans are doing the exact same thing. I think that clip chimp drama between Rage and you confirmed his suspicions about his community being hall monitors because of the snitch thing, too, so you're not even wrong. Yeah, I don't care. Look, I don't care. I don't give a shit. I'm done. I'm done caring about shit like that. Okay? It sucks, but I don't care. Like, I'm trying to cover the fucking news. They will all inevitably come back when news-related shit happens, and they want to learn a little bit about it. And they'll shut the fuck up, and they'll sit here, and they'll learn, and then they'll remember that I'm not the fucking villain that they think I am, okay? So, ultimately, it's irrelevant. I hate, like, constantly having petty drama and petty squabbles between content creators and their fucking communities. It's so stupid. I'm trying to do news coverage, you know? I'm trying to do political analysis. Anyway. Let's move on. Glad you realizes it's arrested the stream for like a year and a half. First of all, it's been much longer than that. Secondly, I have my moments where I give up on trying to address these stupid things, but then sometimes they come up again. So, as I was stating, okay? Where was I? I forgot what I was saying. Fuck it. Let's continue with this.
He was shocked by the amount and sensitivity of the documents mentioned in the filing.
If even half of it is true, then he's toast. I mean, it's a very detailed indictment, and it's very, very damning.
Meanwhile, many of Trump's political allies defended him over the weekend.
Donald Trump, you may hate his guts, but he is not a spy. He did not commit espionage.
We gather here in North Carolina after a sad day for America.
And as for his Republican rivals in the 2024 race, many were quick to attack the Justice Department instead of the former president.
Attorney General Merrick Garland, stop hiding behind the special counsel and stand before the American people and explain why this indictment went forward.
Trump is expected.
It's so funny that this situation has basically forced the hand of every Republican person that's like running against Donald Trump and trying to cut a narrative that they're actually better for the country than Donald Trump in the primaries to sit there and just defend him. Okay? You guys are such cucks, dude. You're such pussies. Because the reality is, they're fucking terrified of the base. They're terrified of the base. If this sort of thing happened and there was like some false charges against Bernie Sanders, for example, the media, the liberal side of the media, and the DNC would be advocating to execute Bernie Sanders collectively. There would be like all 11 of the people, even if Bernie was a front runner, the Democrats would do everything they can to manipulate the narrative and genuinely undermine the chances of the front runner if it was Bernie Sanders. Okay? But when it's Donald Trump, the Republican Party is like, no, we know that this is what the base wants. We have to be on this tightrope where we don't actually end up losing that chunk of the solidly red base of support. So we have to basically defend Donald Trump regularly. It's a cliche at this point, but yeah, Dems run away from their base, whereas Republicans run towards them. And both are bad. Both are bad. Okay? Running away from your populist base of support is and constantly telling them that like you can't do the nice things that they want, that they demand from you, even though they elected you to do those things, is bad. Running towards your base of support, if your base of support is like bloodthirsty for fucking murdering like queer teenagers or whatever, is also not good. You know what I mean? But of course, in the United States of America, we get the worst of both worlds.
Expected to travel to Miami tonight, where city officials are preparing for possible protests and bolstering security. On Tuesday, after the arraignment, Trump plans to head back to New Jersey to his golf club, where he will deliver a speech and huddle with his major donors. Gail.
All right, Bob, thank you very much. Most of the Republican voters in our newest poll say,
let's go, baby. It's hogwatch time. Okay? It's freaking hogwatch time. I'm very, very excited about this. This is at least like, let's have a little bit of fun. Okay? Let's have a little bit of fucking fun. I want to see some conservative molding. I want to see some conservative tears. I'm tired of constantly addressing that, like, America is becoming more and more violent towards the LGBT community because they saw a fucking rainbow and thought, well, this is my politics. You know, my politics is now crying about seeing a rainbow flag. Like, what does that do, you think? You're the one who creates a serious situation around it. You're the one who then turns around and makes this a genuine political act. Okay? You, Republicans, you're the reason why we can't fucking make fun of rainbow capitalism. You're the reason why we can't just sit there and be like, yeah, it's so funny. Oh, man, these corporations sure care about gay people for the month. Oh, lol. No. I talked about this already, but, I mean, here it is. The POTUS account tweeting, today the People's House, your house, sends a clear message to the country and to the world. America is a nation of pride. And then Ben Shapiro losing his mind at this. Like losing his mind, wetting his diapers, having a fucking aneurysm over the White House putting this flag up. Like, normal people should look at this and go, dude, are you okay? It's just a fucking flag. Yeah, if Donald Trump did this in 2023, the audience would have rushed the stage and skinned him alive. People forget you call that losing his mind. Yes, you're an insane person. I'm scared that you do not recognize that this is an insane person, okay? This is like taking being a scoldy little shit to such a degree where like you're angry at a rainbow flag, brother. That's crazy. Like, he's not using terms and language that would immediately signal that this person is crazy, but they're basically criticizing such a small thing, such a ridiculous thing. This one, here it is. This is a disgrace. Not only is it